Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Last Line of Defense. In the last episode we sent the team on a covert operation where we finally found out the location of the Exalt headquarters. As it turned out, Exalt were the very same mafia which we had crossed paths with during this Operation Slingshot, and had decided to hit back by trying to side with the aliens. The team we sent in brutally ended that possibility, completely decimating the forces within their HQ. Now the team, led by Viviana Basso, are off to deal with the fallen UFO as the story nears its final chapter. She kissed me. She actually kissed me. After all this time, all this worry and certainty that she would reject me or laugh at me, she kissed me. Fawn was right all along. Why did I spend all this time, all this lost time where I held myself back from actually going and telling her how I felt? Oh, I am so happy right now. And the aliens are nearly defeated, the war is almost over, and then, finally, we can be together, with no more distractions. Hitomi, please stay safe. So we land in Canada and there's a bunch of aliens straight away, a mechtoid and a sectoid though, so quite easy targets, also it would seem. Chikunga's got a 75% chance to hit the mechtoid, so she's going to do that, dealing 7 damage, which isn't incredible, but it's not too bad either. Endo also has a squad side hit on the sectoid, which is actually a really good target, so it can't buff up the mechtoid later on. So that's happened. Dior is going to run and gun so that she can get close up to the mechtoid. She's going to do that. She's going to complain about it as well. She's also got lightning reflexes, so the mechtoid isn't going to be able to hit her with his Overwatch. Actually, I don't know what the sex of the mechtoid is. It could be a hit more of her. And then she doesn't have a very good shot, so she's just going to go into Overwatch in case something comes up. Williams is going to take a position of a cover where hopefully she can shoot the mechtoid, but she's not in range, so she's just going to go into Overwatch. Basso could also potentially go into a run and gun, but she's just... oh, is she? Ooh, no, she's just going to dash towards that bit of cover, seeing one of the meld canisters and allowing Renard to take the next move. She's going to move to the extremity of her movement, which puts her nicely in range and enough to potentially shoot at and hit, but doesn't hit because that would be really easy and convenient. Mechtoid's actually going to run away, which is actually convenient. So that's what it's going to run towards that side. So sees it run away towards her, and so we can continue our movement onwards, going really good. Basso's going to go towards the meld canister and collect that. She spots the mechtoid, who hasn't opened up on her. 47% chance to hit from that range is pretty good, but you could also 100% mind fray, which is also pretty good. So she's going to mind fray it for 5 damage, which is pretty decent. It's not an incredible attack. 5 damage at this stage is pretty shit, to be honest. But hey, what can you do? Cornell's going to move up towards this area here, spotting 3 Muton elites, which is very dangerous indeed. But they've all packed together, which is exactly what you want if you've got a grenade. So that's what she's going to do. She's going to fire a grenade, which will break all their cover and deal 5 damage to every single one of them, or between 4 and 5 damage apparently. As that fires. No, it is 5 damage to everyone. Nice. So yeah, so Chikunga is then going to move up to a position of cover, hopefully getting shots at the elites, and she does. They've got nice chances, 65%, because she has to fire over a bit of cover there. Fires and actually kills one of the Muton elites there. Endo's got shots on both of the Muton elites. She's going to headshot one of them, which will guarantee a critical hit, thus guaranteeing the kill. So another one bites the dust. And then 65% chance on that one. It's not amazing, but it could still do god damage. She fires, but she does miss 65%. Obviously not being enough to actually do anything. Dior's found herself into a very shitty position, like where she can't hit anything or do anything. I could probably have just gone up and dash to a different location, but I chose not to, just go into Overwatch in case we get flanked or they move up or whatever. So this Muton elite who's remaining is going to growl a bit, and the mechtoid is going to run back towards the crashed ship. We know the crashed ships are there because we've been on this map before a few episodes ago. Renard is going to get hit and actually really severely damaged by the elite, who does 10 damage. which is a lot. So in revenge, Rena's going to go up to it and punch him, because that's all he deserves. Oh, maybe not. Interesting change of tactic here. She's just going to go for the shot. That lovely 38%. Or 39%. She goes into Overwatch. We think we can probably deal enough damage to kill it this turn, no matter what. Chikunga's got a 25% chance because it's in hard cover. It's not going too well, but Endo does have a shot at him. 65% chance to hit, but judging by that, it's probably guaranteed kill. There we go. So it's been killed. Well, not guaranteed kill, but you know what I mean. Enough to kill it. Dior is going to dash towards this bit of cover there. Williams is going to do similarly. She's going to dash towards this cover, overtaking Chikunga, who has taken a Overwatch position behind them. And then Basso is going to just move slightly ahead. Doesn't spot the Mechtoid, which does run away. Just goes into Overwatch. She's also got a repair Shiv option, which is kind of pointless, considering the fact that the Shiv is not with us. So there's the Mechtoid. He's still on low health. He's not really doing anything. Oh, he's actually going to shoot at Basso, but miss because of the range and weird terrain formations, which is good for us. Williams is going to move up, actually managing to target the Mechtoid. Got a 60% chance of doing so. Actually does hit and kill it for 12 damage. That was insane amount of damage. Oh, because she's got bonus against mechanical targets, that'll be why. Really useful now that I look at that. Jesus Christ, 12 extra damage, that's insane. Basso moves up and spots the other meld canister. Renard is going to not do anything. Apparently we're just going to move up the rest of the team first. Maybe. No. Oh, she needs to be healed, that's why. So Renard's going to move back, and then Chikunga's going to go into the cover next to her to heal her up. That was what was going on there. So heal out for 6 HP, which isn't a lot. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's very weird that there's not that much. I think the Colonel might have to be the one who gets that bonus healing. Anyway, Endo's going to jump all the way up onto the top floor of this building. Get herself a elevated position for later on. Dior is going to have to dash to this cover here, which will end our turn. But during the alien activity, nothing really happens. So that's always cool. Renard is going to move up to this walled position here. Not going too far up in front. I'm not sure why I'm not just charging forwarder, but yes. Probably because I need people to just go up and dash and stuff. Oh, apparently Williams is going to go for the reload. Basso is just going to go for an Overwatch. Chikunga is probably just going to move up next to Williams. There we go. And then Durand. Oh, she's going to reload. Endo's going to dash up to here. Doesn't, for some reason, that doesn't activate her camo, and I'm not sure why. Also, she goes out. Oh, that'll be why. Because apparently Canda's a misclick and she's now down there, so that's not cool. John's going to move up, going into Overwatch. So Alien have their turn. We hear them going to the left, but no actual actions as so. So yeah, Endo for some reason, yeah, that happens, you saw guys. Anyway, she goes up, she's going to reload her rifle. Durand's going to move up. The Merc canister is probably going to destroy itself in the next turn because we didn't really care about it enough to go get it. Basso is going to move up to be able to cover towards the alien ship. Doesn't spot anyone, goes into Overwatch. She's got herself a nice position there. Renard is going to go around, going into Overwatch as well. Chikunga is going to move. She's going to dash actually all the way up there. Not going to spot anyone. This is a very small ship there, to be honest. We hear that they're coming through the left. Mail canister self-destructs, which is not cool, but oh well. Yeah, there's no actual way around. Actually, there might be a way around that way. Either way, it's not amazing. Basso's going to run up towards that opening here, going into Overwatch. Renard's going to do similar thing, going ahead of Basso there going into Overwatch as we prepare to assault the insides of the alien UFO. I don't think we're going to leave Endo there, up there, which is a shame because she's got a really nice elevated position. I find that a lot in this game, especially in terms of like the amount of maps that allow your sniper to be in an elevated position seem to be very limited, because if they're in an elevated position, the enemy get a lot of ground level cover or things that block line of sight, so it's kind of pointless to be there. There's only been a few levels where we've been able to use that, and most of them have been covert operations, which is kind of a shame. But it's not too bad. Alien activity, still no movement as such. We know that they're in here, we don't know where they are in here, we know they're in here. Chikunga's going to move up. The thing is, there's a load of doors that block line of sight as well over here. Endo's going to go on top of the ship, not entirely sure why, but you know what, she's going to do that. In fact, I think I remember her having a little dance up there for a bit and then moving down. Now I was tempted to move Hona all the way down there, but then I thought that's probably not a good idea. If I get attacked by the ethereal, she could potentially get mind controlled again like she was earlier in the series. However, she doesn't spot the ethereal, so it's all good going into Overwatch. We're taking this very cautiously. We know how dangerous the ethereal is, and there could also be a bodyguard, just like there was in the other ship, in the observer ship. It was only 2 mutants that time, but because we are nearing the end game, this could be, well, the end game. So there's probably going to be 3 elites or something ridiculous. Endo does spot them, so they're in that room over there. That much is very obvious. So we're just going to prepare the team. We're just going to move up towards that side of the ship. See, it's got a little radiant blue, which is nice. But before we do that, we are going to check all the other sides of the ship just in case. Even though the chamber said that there wouldn't be that much, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, to be honest. John is going to go into Overwatch as well as we prepare to go through the well, we're not going through it yet, but we're going into Overwatch, which is kind of pointless because we're not actually going through it. I'm not sure. I'm really taking this level incredibly cautiously, just like to say. Actually, I remember taking this level, like this map, cautiously on the first time I did it. I'm trying to stay concealed here, and it's not going to work. Which is, yeah, that's what I meant by Endo doing a little dance around the place. Like, well, where can I go? It's pointless being up here because you can't actually go down unless you go through one of these sides at the back here. So yeah, very strange. Also, I'd like to note, this is the exact same design of the Firestorm. It's a bit smaller than the Firestorm, but it's the exact same design. And yet our Firestorms seem to be insanely well equipped and armoured compared to these ones. So the realism is a bit, well, I mean, this game's obviously not realistic, but when you think about it, it should technically be even footing, which is a bit weird. So we go through there, and guess what, we don't spot anything. We're just going to storm through it. Clear, clear, clear. Yeah, there's no one in here. That was obvious. I mean, we know that the aliens are on the other side. I think I am just playing this incredibly cautiously. Which I don't need to, but hey, I have, and I'm going to not bother. I can't be bothered to edit this. It allows me some time to just talk a little bit about other stuff, because we are on the second to last episode of the series. I've said since the beginning that there were 30 episodes, and we are on episode 29. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series. I've really enjoyed making it and just following the story of these characters and giving them a background story which doesn't really have an effect on the game itself, but kind of reflects the choices I made, or gives a reason for the choices that I made, when in fact there weren't really. They were very arbitrary and pointless. I didn't really have a reason for doing certain things, like why have I never used Williams, our mech trooper, and instead just chose to use Renard, and why I chose to use God, I only know her by Rosie. I can't remember her actual name now. This is a real shame. Guzman, there we go. So why I chose to use those, I don't know why. I can't remember why. I don't think there was an actual reason, since Williams and Guzman's are pretty much exactly the same. I can tell you that Renard is just a really cool name, and she's got a really nice ability of having that field that protects you from explosions. But yeah, it's not really amazing. Oh, look up, how cool. So yeah, so all these things are great. Giving them a story is one of the great things about it. I want to thank Officially Devin really for giving me the inspiration to do these NLPs. I've done, like, the only one I've done before was the Red Emperor, which is my Crusader Kings 2 NLP, and that finished abruptly because I just didn't have because I did it differently. I think I preferred this way of doing NLPs. This footage I've had since August, and I've been editing it as a steady flow, getting you a load of days. But it's giving you one every 2 days has been really nice, and just allows the series to be done very quickly, and I just feel like that's what I want to do with future NLPs as well. I like this format a lot. Anyway, we're about, I believe, to go through the door here. I'm not entirely sure why I've done what I've done. Oh, I know why I've done what I've done. I'm going to spot the enemy and going to cover. Oh, that was a really, 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 really good move there. So Ender went around. She is still concealed, so we know that the Ethereal and the Muton Elite are there. We're going to open it up, and then they're going to move around for some reason. And then we're going to get flanked, which is very interesting. So Durand is going to attempt... He's got 4% stun. That's not happening. So Renat is actually going to go around and punch this guy in the face. Or is she? Something's going to happen. We might punch the Ethereal in the face. That would be interesting. Oh yeah, we are going to punch the Ethereal in the face, doing 18 damage to it, which is insane. Holy fuck. And then I think Durand is actually going to go up to the Ethereal and try and capture it, which would be sick. Yep, we're going to go for the stun. Well, it's on 2 HP, so you might as well. There you go, it's been stunned. We took out the Ethereal in 1 turn, that was insane. Of course, the 18 damage by punching is just insane as well. Williams is then going to get a flanking shot, potentially. Maybe not. Or she's going to get into a better position to get a flanking shot. Which goes from 84 to 69. Oh, that actually does do the critical hit though. Interesting. Basso's kind of in a pointless position here, so it looks like Chikunga's going to have to end it. She's going to use her pistol with an 84% chance. She shoots, and that ends the mission. Ah, yeah. There were only 7 aliens there. That felt like an easy mission. Although, like, the only hard thing was that it had Muton Elites, which did deal 10 damage, to be fair, to Renard, and then, but we stunned an Ethereal, which was really good. So we return to base, gonna see what it looks like. We got no promotions, which is a shame, but we can interrogate the Ethereal, which will come in handy later, obviously, and we're going to do that straight away, because interrogating Ethereals is just awesome.
You're not so powerful now, are you?
You will regret all your actions against us.
You really think you can threaten me? We've killed and repelled everything which you threw at us. Everything you thought we couldn't stand up against, we shot down or threw back at you with twice the power. Your weapons, your technology, your mind powers, they are now within the grasp of humanity, and as such, we will become too powerful for you to enslave us.
You have no idea what is coming. The corruption that will twist you and your species to the depths of the void.
Haha, you see that ship, that big purple thing? Well, we're about to send the very same humans who captured you into that, and they will fuck up your plans, back to where you came.
So that interrogation actually got us research credit to all technology, which is really useful, but also really pointless because we have no technologies left. So, yay. However, a good, there's an achievement for researching every technology, and I don't think I'm going to get it because I think you need to actually capture everything to be able to actually... What am I looking for? You need to capture everything for that to count as research. So yeah, it's really weird. Also, accidentally put enter there. We're going to scan for activity. We've got some construction stuff, drone capture, advanced country. We've done all the foundry projects now. Transferring, and then the Golub chamber is finally created. So after that very ominous cutscene, we just carry on our stuff. So now we have a Gollop Chamber like thing to do, and this is really just the end game at this point. We got a few facilities that are about to be excavated that we can build stuff in eventually, but it's not really the best thing. Like there's nothing to do left. We've done everything that we need to do. We're gonna build and buy a few things here and there to see what we can sort of do with stuff. It looks like look, particle cannon 1 white. Anyway, we've also got some armor that's been made. We've got some few stuff that we just don't need anymore, like all these things. I'm gonna make some defense matrix just because we don't have any, but it's kind of useless. 6 floater corpses, holy fuck, that's expensive. Anyway, we've got a Gollop Chamber. We actually have a soldier capable of using the device, but this warns us that this is the final step. This is the final mission. We've got this far. We're about to launch it. Before we do so, we're going to do a little bit of checking stuff. Look, we got every single foundry project. We've got every single research project. So now we're going to... We've got six days until loads of money, but we don't need that money. We're going to use the ethereal device. With, obviously, it's fucking Basso.
With each of our major victories, we have encountered incrementally more powerful aliens. After the first alien craft was shot down, they began a campaign of terror. The alien forces were led by a sectoid commander, a powerful psionic creature. Upon capturing the hyperwave beacon, we detected a cloaked ship carrying a being of incredible psionic power. Having captured the device it sacrificed itself to protect, an immense alien ship has now appeared within our atmosphere. We can only assume that a being of even greater psionic power is on board this vessel. We have already pushed human evolution so far, and I fear where the next step will take us. But our enemy leaves us with no other choice. A new type of weapon is required.
At long last, you have succeeded where we have failed.
So now we have our final objective, assault the temple ship, which we have discovered thanks to Basso's insane ability of being the new one or old one or current one or one or two, and she can promote it. Oh my god, what? You can promote Colonel Basso? Insane. And in fact, it's just in getting those psi abilities. So we got a choice between Psi Panic and the other one. Psi Panic means that the will is reduced, and Inspiration means that someone can move 3 extra tiles and get a strength upgrade, so we're just going to do that. We've also got Mind Control, and the other thing we're just going straight for Mind Control just because it's an insane ability, really useful. So we're going to clear the team. We're going to use our A team. We're going to take all our colonels to this and Honal because she's our only really high tier mech. We're going to make units available, and we're going to discuss the choices that we make in this team. Vargas is returning, Suleiman is returning, and then I have a choice between going for Shao or going for Kebe, and I decided to go for Kebe in the end and not Shao, because Shao is our smoke trooper and we don't really need a smoke trooper, like a smoke grenade trooper. So we're just going to equip them with the best equipment we have. Of course, Vargas is going to go with the medkit. Probably might have to go with another medkit somewhere, but that's not actually going to happen. Endo and Basso are already fully upgraded. Suleiman is going to go in the heavy plasma. So in this team we have 2 members from the original 4 we started with, and then Suleiman, who came in from mission 3. Basso, who replaced Pavlak all that time ago, has now become the new savior. Kebe, who's not been with us that long but still been exceptional in that. And finally, guys, the particle cannon's been equipped. We've done it. It's taken 52 missions, but we're actually going to use the particle cannon in the final mission, Operation Avenger.
You hear our voice, new one. Now listen well. Long have we watched and waited. So many promising subjects, so many failed efforts, and now, after untold trials, the new one emerges to face the rigors of our collective. An enduring physical form, paired with an equally adept mental capacity, the rarest of traits, finally within our grasp.
What happens next? Find out in the final episode of Last Line of Defense.